Hello everyone, welcome back to the Plunder Den. In this special episode, we're going to take a look at FirelockGames' new Blood Plunder Expansion, Raise the Black. So it finally have arrived here in Canada. It went through customs, a long journey from overseas to Florida to get to my doorstep. I have to say I was like a little child waiting for his Christmas presents on Christmas Day. Waiting by the window, I got a notification that the delivery was going to happen, and I just sat there by the window, staring, waiting for the delivery truck. It's sad, I know. But anyways, I saw this. Truck pulling up, and a delivery driver coming out of the truck right in front of my house, and that looks like about the right size box. So you can imagine I was overwhelmed with excitement. So I grabbed that box, and me and my son headed down to the Plunder Den, and we started to film an unboxing video of this Raise the Black. So what's exciting about this box set is that it's an all-encompass game. So everything's in one box. It's an entire skirmish-style tabletop game in a single box for 2 players. Not just 1 player, 2 players. So if you split the cost up, it's like $80 a person or something like that. Really cost-effective way of getting into a tabletop game. Now, if you look at other games, and I'm not going to mention any game companies, but there's miniatures, 1 miniature for other companies that costs more than this entire box set. So the value is immense, and you'll have the game is good too. It's not just a really cool thing. The game is a lot of fun, and you get everything in this box. So the only thing you don't get is glue. So, you have to, buy a tube of glue to glue your pieces together. But once you've done that, everything else is in the box to play the game. So that's exciting. Now, I got this game in a Kickstarter, so a few months back. And it was, I bought the Admiral. So it came, the Admiral level, I guess you could say, Kickstarter. And it came with a bunch of extras like the special rulebook. So when I look at the special edition version of the rulebook, there was a starter deck, activation deck it's called, that is a exclusive to that set. And there's the character cards. So we're going to go look at the character cards. There are some boxes of plunder in there. And there's the legendary commanders that were in that box. Now, there's some other boxes that are coming, and we're going to be doing that in a second video. Is the army boxes. There's the cavalry, there's the natives, there's sailors, the militia. There's a whole bunch of different ones there. And those are coming on a second delivery. So we'll do another unboxing, and we'll take a look at those, and maybe I'll attach it to a crafting video. Where I build some of them and paint them and show you what I've done there. Now, I've already gone ahead and looked at the box of plunder and kind of built some of those things, and I'm going to do that in a second kind of crafting hobby video where we're going to look at that and how I assembled those and painted up a couple of those figures, and I kind of made a little terrain piece, and we'll talk about that in the next video. But I just wanted to kind of get this, video out. Everybody's getting their Raise the Black unboxing videos out, so I figured I should get on board and get mine out. I did receive it, and I just kind of was deciding what is the best way to approach this. So we're going to go through in depth. We're going to go through each thing on the box. We have an initial unboxing of everything, and then we'll go to individual pieces in there. We'll cut them open and take a deep dive look at everything. All right, if you guys like what we're doing here in the Plunder Den, make sure you smash that like button and consider subscribing to the Plunder Den and get first-hand information when I start these kind of projects. All right, everyone, let's get down to the table and let's do this unboxing. Okay, so let's get this box open. Get my trusty Husky knife here, and let's get through this box. So it's been, I know I said a few months in the intro, but it's been, I think, over a year from when I actually got this Kickstarter. So I'm really excited about it. If you've been watching my channel for quite some time, I think I've been talking about it for this past year, talking about the Race of Black. So I'm really excited to get into here. There's all sorts of different hobby projects that I've started already on this, especially the pirate port, but stuff around the stuff that's in the box. All right, so let's just take a quick look at what's in the box, and like I said, we'll get a quicker or deeper dive into each individual item here. So this is the special edition book rule set. It has the original rules that it's updated with the latest upgrades to the rules, and it has the Raise the Black rules, has all the new factions and stuff like that in there. So these are the new character cards. It has mostly commanders in it, but it does have a lot of the new units and new upgraded for the Raise the Black. So we'll take a look at that a little further as well. So then we also have the legendary pirates. They all come in a box here. You get all of them in a single box, and they're just a couple sprues in there. I think it's actually just a single sprue that has all these characters in it. So those are all your pirate legendary commanders. So in we've moved the timetable to the 18th century now, and it has mostly familiar pirates that most people are familiar with in it. These are the boxes of plunder. So each sprue is a box of plunder. So you get a couple of, you get two in a pack there. So I got 2 boxes of plunder here in this Admiral set. And I got 2 of those in there. And I'm going to do a crafting tutorial on a few of those items that are on there. And then this is the exclusive starter box here. Well, it's not a starter box. It's the activation deck. I keep mixing that up. That comes with Raise to Black. These are some templates for your bases, essentially, plastic bases for your miniatures. I do plan on using metal bases that I've already accumulated. Actually, from when I started buying stuff for Blood and Plunder, I've been buying those metal bases, and I haven't decided when I was ever going to use them. And I thought this would be the perfect opportunity. So we'll talk a little bit more of that in the crafting video that'll be on Tuesday, next week there. So I decided to just cut the corner of the box to get into here. Like I said, there's missing all the army boxes, but that'll be in a second delivery, and we'll do a second unboxing for those. So we'll just stick to the stuff that we've opened up in here. So and this is the 2-player starter set box. Amazing box. A really large one, but there's a lot in the box itself, so it needed to be large. So let's take a look at the back here briefly. And like I said, everything's in this one box. We're going to actually tear this apart and get in here and look at all the individual components inside the box. But I just give you an overall unboxing as I first got it. Okay, so let's start off by looking at the box of plunder. So this is what's in the box of plunder. This is just how it comes packaged. You get 2 sprues, a poster, some bases, and some instructions. So let's take a look at those a little bit closer. So those are the bases. These are the instructions for the figurines that are in here. You got a few different characters in there. I'm really happy the spiritual leader character's in here. Something that I've been wanting for a while. And it has the generic commander on it as well, which you'll find in the character cards is quite present in there. You got barrels, and you got some weapons and different options. There's a peg leg, there's a parrot, all sorts of stuff you can add to your pirates to upgrade them. And then you get this cool Raise the Black poster. And on the other side of the poster, there's a map, which is also very cool, of the area that's where most of the action occurred. That takes place during this time period. So you get a double-sided poster that's in each one of these boxes of plunder. And then when I do the video next week, we're going to do a deeper dive into that one for sure. All right, so we got our Pirates of Legend. So let's take a look inside the box and see what we got. So these are all our different characters. You can see all the, you got Anne Bonnie. You got a whole bunch on here. You can see them all. Those are the characters that are in there. Now, Blackbeard is separate. He's actually in the starter box, and we'll check out that in a minute. But let's take a look inside this Pirates of Legend. So I don't think there's as much assembly for these guys. Not as there's a few options on there, but they're kind of already in a certain pose. And of course, I'm going to plan on putting all these on metal bases. I like the weight of having a metal base on the bottom. I've already built some, and I really like the way they feel. So there you get all your characters. Those are all your arms and body parts and everything. And then they do give you some plastic bases, so you can put them all on that. You don't need the metal bases, but it comes with that. And then here's the instructions for all the characters. It's pretty basic to put them on here. But they're not as... but you could take options from your other boxes and alter them. So you don't necessarily have to go with just that. That's the advantage of using plastic sprues. All right, so let's dig into this special edition rule set for the Blood Plunder Race of Black. So it's a beautiful leather-bound book, fantastic. They got a little metal trimming there on the edges. It's just like an old-style book you would get from that time period, which is really, really cool. I know I struggle here a little bit trying to cut it open. I just don't want to wreck it. Oh, boy, I get in there eventually. But I just really want to show you the inside of the book. I mean, the artwork, the feel of the pages. It's similar to the, if you've seen me, I did the red rule set book for the 17th century. It was very similar to this one. Leather bound. It was a red version, but this is the 18th century version. So there's the cover, and that's essentially the cover of the book that comes in the starter set for Raise the Black. Similar to the other book, there's a opening, there's a map of the area involved. And then it starts off with the Blood Plunder rulebook. Now, this is very similar to the original rulebook, but it has the upgrades. And then, of course, there's a historical overview that covers the 18th century, both to the 17th century. It's kind of got a mix mash of both, really, in here. And then it's got some of the stuff from the original rule set. Of course, like I said, it's upgraded. Now, if you still want to watch those videos, which I think are still very helpful online, they still follow along. With game essentials and ships and such, the different activations and different units. They may not be in the same chapters anymore, but essentially it's the same. You could follow along. But I definitely recommend reading the book because there is some upgrades to the rule set. I was just giving a thumbs up for the terrain. Terrain's near and dear to my heart. But again, like all the Firelock game instructions, they got good diagrams. They show you what they mean when you're playing inside of buildings. So I love about this game. You can play on the sea, play on the land, play in buildings. It just, there's no restrictions really. You can just keep on playing. Now, artillery, there's a lot of new upgrades in the artillery rules, so I do recommend you read through that area. They've definitely spent some time upgrading that. I think just cannons are a lot more deadly now, I would say, with the new rule set. So, as they should be. I mean, it's a cannon. Getting a broadside from another ship, I imagine, wouldn't be great. So then, that's in the starter set. They have the two armies that are in the two ships that you get. There's that spiritual leader, and that miniature is in that box of plunder there, which is fantastic. I'm super happy that's in there. I've had a couple of churches built, but I've never had anything to put in it. You can recognize some of this other stuff is from the original rule set, but definitely some upgrades in there. So then we got the Raise the Black rules themselves right here. And this really just covers a lot of the new factions and new legendary commanders. I'm going to flip through a few pages of them in here. Just to show you kind of a brief look. Here's some of the legendary commanders right here. Little stories on, a little history on them, which is really cool. And it's really, really well laid out. As I've always found with Firelock Games instructions, I find them easy to use. Um, and these are really cool. So there's a lot of, obviously you can see lots of legendary commanders in this new rule set. Like I said, the pirates of their empire right now, and so they're kind of the rock stars right now of this time era. So there's lots of different characters attached to them. But there's all the Native Americans that got released in, Fire on the Frontier. It's kind of all added in here now. We got actual soldiers now. I'm really excited about getting those soldier boxes. A more organized military opposed to just the buccaneers of the 17th century. So we got kind of a more organized army. England is now the British Empire's kind of got the Union Jack now, so it's been upgraded. With the addition of added with Scotland, and so it's got a different whole bunch of different characters and stuff like that, which is really cool. So that's that. And then these are the other things. So this is the activation deck. See, I got it right this time. And it's the deluxe one that's exclusive to Raise the Black. So we're going to take a look at these. This is a fantastic deck, by the way. It's a beautiful deck. There's our jokers. Looks like we got a monkey on a statue there. I think that's a famous miniature that they originally had out. I don't have one of those. I really wouldn't mind getting one of those. It's just a nostalgic thing, I guess. And you can see that the markers are on the corner now. So for inexperienced, trained, and veteran, their movement. The other cards that would be in the center. They kind of put it off to the side so you can enjoy the artwork in the middle of the cards. It's just really beautiful deck. I really like the back. I'm going to flip it around here. I'll show you the beautiful art on the back. Fantastic deck. I'll probably be using this quite often, I think. Just like it so much. It's such a nice activation deck. All right, so let's go through these character cards. Now, if you remember the original expansions for Blood and Plunder, they also had character cards for the No Peace Beyond the Line. There's lots of characters in there. They had the original set of characters that were in the original release. So this kind of adds, you got provincials here. You'll see that there's a lot of different units that are for the 18th century. And of course, again, we got all the legendary commanders and all their character cards in here. And then there's all sorts of other... I like that there's the old miniatures in there mixed with the new miniatures. There's that native commander that's actually got a card now. And it kind of ties everything together from the previous sets and to the modern sets. So don't ever feel that you can't buy the old stuff. All the stuff together combines. Like this Raise the Black is an addition to the other Blood and Plunder miniatures and other stuff you have already. So it just expands on it. You can see that generic commander. You might want to build one of those right away. There's obviously it's a lot of characters in here, but these are some of the other new units. You got pirates, and you get also soldiers and units. Like I said, they're more organized. There's all sorts of cool different things. You got braves and native warriors and stuff all have their own cards now, which is great, which they didn't have before. And there's just all the different... Look at the civilian card. Let's stop here for a sec. The civilians have a card because you can't... There's scenarios where you can use them as a force to fight with. So they actually have a card now. Able Seamen, which definitely I'm probably going to be building some of those and Grenadiers for my Jamaican Privateers. Cool. For my British force, I'm definitely going to build one of those. Definitely going to focus on that for my soldier boxes. All right, so those are those cards. So now let's get to the big box. This is a 2-player set. You get 2 factions in here. You get the Pirates and you get the British. And all in this box set. So you get terrain and everything else in here as well. So we're going to cut this open and take a look. Just kind of showing you that there's activation decks, there's the ship cards, there's the miniatures, legendary commanders, you got Blackbeard in here, and you got Maynard as well, the 2 legendary commanders, you got 2 sloops in there. So quite a bit in one box. So let's get in here. Now, I think this is, like I said, this is going to be I think a game changer. Having been able to buy an entire tabletop skirmish style game in a single box is just, there's not too many things out there like that. And if they are, they're not as elaborate as this. And for the price, like I said, you could get one miniature for another company, or you can buy this entire games rule set and miniatures and mat and everything in one single box for less money. Like I said, very affordable to get involved in Blood and Plunder. So it'll take a little bit to get this top off. It's a little, it was a little stuck, but not too bad. It's nice that the box is nice and tight. That means everything's secure inside of it. So let's get inside, take a look what we got here. So right off the hop, we got the battle mat. So I know people were questioning this, is it a paper? It actually is, it's more than thick paper. It's got kind of like a coating on it. So I wouldn't be afraid to play on that. That thing will last some time, especially if you're just going to like a con or something like that. And you just want to bring something real quick with you. This thing's perfect. Just fold it up, put it in your luggage or whatever, and bring it along with you. And just whip it out, and you got land on one side and sea on the other. I just want to get a good close-up detail. It's actually really well done, the images that are on the actual paper itself. So really, really good mat. And it's a lot more durable than it looks. So I know some people are concerned that it's not durable. It is. It's a harder paper with a kind of a coating on it. It won't rip easily. So this is a sprue with, we got Maynard and Blackbeard on here. They're in a separate sprue. It looks like Blackbeard's got quite a few pieces to put together on him. And Maynard looks pretty easy. He just got like a few pieces. So those guys you need to build. And then you got the instructions for the 2 sloops that are in this box set. You got the 2 sloops there, and then these are the instructions for the sailors. So there's a crew for both of the ships as well that you get in this box. And that just kind of gives you a brief overview of how to assemble them. So we got 2 black boxes. They are identical inside. There's a ship in both, and there's a crew in both. But you can alter the variations of the sloop. So there's 2 types of sloops, even though the parts exist in both boxes. So we're just going to open one of the boxes and take a look at it. So you can kind of get an idea what it looks like. Looks like I already lost a bit. That lamp keeps falling out. All right, so let's take a look at, these are the sailors. You get 2 sprues here. And this is essentially your crew for your ship. Looks like you got 6 per sprue, so you got a dozen sailors, plus your commander, so that's 13 crew members for each ship, so I guess about 26 models in this set. So this is the sloop. This is the first time they've done a plastic ship like this, so it's on a sprue. You just glue it together. I haven't done one yet, so this will be something that's upcoming. I think Blood and Pigment did a really good job of showing you how to put one of these together, so I do recommend you go over there and check that out. And he gives you some of the pitfalls and things to order to do things in to get this assembled rapidly. And then there's a sprue on here. This is all the cannon swivel guns and all the extras for your ship. I'm debating if I'm going to build these or not. I have so many extra cannons and stuff from all the other ships I've built. I probably don't need to even build those, but they are there available. Remember, if you're a person that's never played Blood and Plunder, you need all those pieces, and they're in the box. So you have everything you need to outfit your ship. So I didn't go open the second box because it's a duplication. So these are, instead of marker dices, they have marker tiles, which work the same way. This is a ruler, so you don't necessarily need a tape measure. You have a measuring stick to come in here. That's for your stink bombs. And then we have also that was kind of a gauge, a wind gauge down on the bottom there. But those are all your tiles that show fatigue and when your guns are fired and all that stuff. They're all your marker tiles. And then this is a sailing gauge. So this helps you, and it's double-sided, which is really helpful when you're sailing a ship. So this is Balandra, is one of the types of sloops you can make. So it gives you a card for both types. And then there's the Bermuda sloop. So those are the two types you get. And like I said, all the parts are in both boxes, but you can make both of them Bermudas if you want. It's really up to you. And then here's our Legendary Commander cards for Blackbeard and Robert Maynard. And their information, stats on the back here, and special rules. And so those are your game cards for those two guys. So this is really cool. So if you don't have any terrain and you're starting off, they have some tiles in here. So they have tiles for the sea and for the land. So you flip over one side, you got kind of bushes and trees. Good place to make the game interesting and hide behind. And you can play through those. And then on the back side was shoals for the water, which is fantastic. So these are two activation decks. You need one for your British and you need one for your pirates. So you get your two activation decks in here. And then, of course, you need your dice, your 10-sided dice with the skull and crossbones on it for your 10. And I believe you get a dozen dice in there, which is a good amount for a Blood and Plunder match. And then we got our rule book right here. This is the instructions. This is just the raise the black portion of it, and it only features the units that are in this box set. So that's about it on this unboxing. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me go through all this stuff. I really think this box set's going to be a game changer for tabletop gaming. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching and tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode.